I was seeing red. I'm riding the husband while I'm watching him, and I'm like, I'm mad as I'm doing it. Every room has a different theme and a different look about it, and this right here is probably our most popular room, because of the toys, if you can see. We've had people from all walks of life in here. I've had celebrities. I have autographs in my office.
What is over here?
This is our shadow box. If you are on rocky ground at home, you'll never survive this, because the first time something intimate does happen, the relationship is toxic and you start throwing at each other's face, and before you know it, the relationship is gone.
The door knocker where it says please do not disturb or please not, that'll depend upon your dynamic. If you guys are interested in people joining, then you'll flip it on please knock, close the door, and in that point the ladies will usually knock on, poke their head in, and you can either yeah, come on in, or no, thank you. It's no disrespect to the people, it's just the dynamic and their desire.
Are you here?
Yeah, but I'm a little early, so if you're not ready for me, don't worry.
Oh, no, absolutely. I'll be right there.
Okay, okay, bye. Hey, hi, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Tanya.
You're gorgeous.
Oh, bless your soul.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Do you mind if I turn the camera on you?
No.
I'm filming, sorry. Oh my gosh, wow. It feels so good in here. First of all, it's so hot out there. I'm not used to it.
Well, the air conditioner, it fights hard. It fights hard when it's so hot. But...
Oh my god, your hair is gorgeous. I'm like, sorry, I'm like a little, you're gorgeous.
Oh, well, you know what? I love you already. Come on.
Yes. If you know anything about me, you know that I have an innate curiosity to learn about people and their backgrounds and what makes them them. And I was lucky enough to receive this kit from MyHeritage DNA, and it was so easy to do. Even the way they box it was so clean and satisfying. All you have to do is take a simple cheek swab for 2 minutes, and this will help reveal a percentage breakdown of your origins across 42 supported ethnicities in over 2,000 geographical regions. I just got the results back today, and I'm actually even more excited than I thought I would be to learn more about my ethnicity and where I'm from and just more about myself. Okay, here we go. I'm kind of nervous. I don't know, why am I nervous? Dear Matthew, we're excited to let you know the results for kit number blah blah already. View DNA results. Matthew, you are 53.1% Irish, Scottish, and Welsh. Big surprise there. And 20.4% English and 19.5% East European. It also has DNA matches, which is interesting. This person's my parents' second cousin. She lives in the USA. She's in her 50s. I've never heard of her in my life. That is so fascinating. Parents' third cousin. Wow. There's 960 pages. 9,500. Wow. There's 960 pages. 9,597 DNA matches for me. That is insane how I could look at this all day and kind of, I want to stalk everybody that I'm related to and see if they're anybody that I think is interesting and I want to reach out to. And what's great is that MyHeritage has committed in its privacy policy to never sell or license genetic data. And MyHeritage has a promotion right now. Click the link in the description box or scan the QR code and use the coupon code MATT for 30 days free trial and free shipping. Thank you so much to MyHeritage for sponsoring today's video, and now back to the interview. I'm getting comfortable.
Do it.
Thank you so much for having me, It's Tanya, right?
Tanya, huh?
Thank you so much. I was so excited to come. When I was looking up stories to do in Houston, I came across a Reddit thread that was talking about how Houston has a huge swingers community, and I just thought that was so interesting.
Believe it or not, Houston is probably the biggest in the country because Houston's got 6 million people. So, there's lots of people that are willing to explore things.
Well, how did you find yourself getting involved in the swinging world?
Well, actually, it was Gordon's doing. He presented to me that we should go on a cruise.
I said, Tanya, do you want to go on a cruise? And she said, sure. And I said, well, do you want to go with a bunch of screaming kids and people? And she was like, no, I don't think that'd be anything for. We love kids. Well, we got kids. And I said, how about these people? And I spun the computer around and I pushed it forward slowly. And she looked at it.
I looked at him and I said, can I cuss?
Yeah.
Because I told him, I said, you've lost your fucking mind.
Is Houston known for swingers? Is that a
Oh
thing?
yeah, there's 5 clubs here in town. Of course, ours is the best, but that's a whole other story.
Yeah. Yes. Gorgeous.
Where would you like to start? I would like for you to meet the staff.
Let's do it.
Okay, come on.
So you guys are getting ready for the night?
Yeah, we open at 9. We're only open on Friday and Saturday nights.
Okay.
And yeah, of course we double check and triple check because I'm crazy and my staff loves me though.
Yeah, you have such a beautiful energy already about you. Yes.
Well, this is my husband Gordon.
Hi, Gordon. Matt, nice to meet you.
little wet.
No worries. Nice to meet
He's our
you.
general manager.
Got it.
This is my daughter Tiffany.
Oh, hi. Nice to meet you. I've done a little bit of Instagram stalking, so I figured I knew what you looked like already.
Where's Rick?
He's in the office.
Okay, we'll give him a second. Rick is her husband, my son-in-law, and also our head of security. Tiffany, like I said, she's our go-to for everything. She's our DJ, she's our marketing manager, she's our floor manager, and whatever else task I give her.
How do you like it?
I'm tired a lot.
You're a working girl, yes.
I enjoy it because I like the creative outlets. I think that it gives me a lot of opportunity to do a lot of different things, and I'm very much like a bounce around kind of person, so I think it works for me. It keeps me busy.
First take with Tiffany. The daughter, thank you so much for talking with me.
Hello, hi, thank you for talking to me.
Do you feel nervous?
I am very nervous. I'm not really a people-y kind of person. I get nervous on camera for some reason. I don't know why. It's just one of those things. I'll do my best to try to not be awkward for you, though.
No, it's honestly charming.
Okay, great. All right.
So let's just go back to how old you were when you found out that your mom and your dad were in this community.
I think it was early 20s. I think I already had at least one baby. So I was a grown woman at that point. We've always been very open with our lifestyles, but, age appropriately, obviously. But it actually began with me kind of telling her, like, hey, Mom, I might be into some kind of alternative things. Like, Rick and I have been, talking about, like, BDSM and, like, these different things and whatever. She's like, well, I've got something to tell you. And I'm like, really? Tell me, sis. Like, what's up? And she's kind of danced around the bush a little bit at first. And then she's like, well, we go to these clubs and it's kind of this. And, we're not like, crazy into it, but we like to do this every now and again. And I'm like, really? That's interesting. Like, I've kind of heard of that, kind of hadn't. I didn't know they made like clubs for that or anything like that. And that's kind of how like this started, was the fact that she was explaining like that they go to clubs like this and she wants to kind of do it herself. And then that's when she kind of came out and told me like they're into it and she wants to do it even more. And I'm like, I'm here for you, sis. Like, we're going to do it together if we're going to do it at all. So it was interesting, but I wasn't necessarily super jarring to me, I guess. A lot of people figured that I would be like surprised or like, oh my God, what was that like? But it was just another day. Honestly, it wasn't super crazy for us.
It's like a family business.
Absolutely, absolutely. And some people are just thrilled by it, and some people are really taken aback by it because they're like, "Your daughter works here." I'm like, "Well, she's a grown woman. She's not a child." So,
right.
Yeah. I mean, from the minute I said, "Let's do this," she's like, "Oh, I'm in. I'm so in."
So tonight when you open the doors, everyone comes in here first, and it's like a bar situation. They kind of feel out who they're interested in, and then you go off into the rooms, or how does that work?
If you want to. Yeah, basically, like it's never a guarantee. Like it's one of those situations where obviously consent's a huge thing. People come in here just to check it out, try to explore. Some people are at different levels of their exploration. So when you come in here, there's no like guarantee that you have to hook up or have to find someone or have to do anything. If you come in here and the vibes are right and the chemistry flows and then things are organic, then we have a space for that, and it's again safe, clean, all of that kind of thing. So it's a good environment to try to explore those things, but it's never required.
Probably 50% of our clientele that never even go to the back. They come for the environment, because once you come in the front door, it doesn't matter who you are on the outside. What nobody cares what you look like. Nobody cares what you do for a living. It just doesn't matter. In here, you're welcomed, and everybody's in a safe space, and we just have a great time together.
Okay, so you get on the cruise, and is that the first time that you and your husband are opening up the relationship?
The intent was there. We didn't, but no, because that's the whole thing. Is because it's got to happen organically. There's some couples that, they have the mission of going out every weekend, to find a new couple. And that's where the big spectrum comes into play. I was open-minded to it, but, we weren't looking for it. And so we didn't. We spent, 7 days on a boat with a bunch of naked people. And it was the best time ever because nobody cared. I don't do naked because I feel more comfortable in clothes, but there was lots of naked people, and it's just like going to a nudist camp, but because everything that happens intimately generally happens behind closed doors. There's places where you can watch and be part of it or just observe, but nothing happens out in the open like in here. You'd never see any of that. You wouldn't know what it is if you came in here by yourself. You'd think it's just a nightclub.
So when he approached you with that, did you interpret it first as, oh, he's wanting to, I don't know, because I guess I would first, if I first heard that from my partner, I would think, oh, like they're not satisfied with me and they want to open it up.
Exactly what I thought. Exactly. I mean, absolutely. I was like, am I not enough? That was my first thoughts. And the biggest key to ever dabbling in any of this is communication with your partner. And, one of the sayings that I say, home base has got to be solid. Otherwise, all you're asking for is trouble. If you are on rocky ground at home and you argue over silly stuff or if your husband or partner or whatever says something like, who are you looking at? Why are you looking at them? Or if that kind of dynamic is going on, you'll never survive this, because the first time something intimate does happen, the relationship is toxic and you start throwing it at each other's face, and before you know it, the relationship is gone. Or on the flip side of it, there's some which makes no sense to me, because if your partner is open-minded to being in this lifestyle, why would you need to cheat? Why would you need to go behind their back? Why would you, you've got the permission to do so. Maybe the dynamic doesn't call for it, but yeah, I've known of very few, mind you, very few, but I do know of some couples that have gotten divorced in this lifestyle because the other partner decided, maybe fell in love with somebody else and decided to split up their dynamic. But yeah, if your relationship is not solid, I do not advise you to get into it, because it has to be.
Will you take me back to the moment that the first time you guys did open up, and what was that like for you?
Well, I will tell you, we met a couple that we were having a great time with. They were awesome people, and it happened organically because we went to their house for dinner and we played spin the bottle. And I know that sounds childish, but it was because, we all had a little bit of alcohol. You don't ever want to drink too much because you don't want to lose your inhibitions. But it was unusual. I wanted to beat them both as I'm, observing. I was like, I'm going to beat the hell out of both of you, because I was jealous. But of course, I was busy too. I was seeing red. I'm riding the husband while I'm watching him, and I'm like, I'm mad as I'm doing it. But afterwards, we sat and we talked about it, and I expressed my feelings, he expressed his, and they're still our best friends to this day. And we haven't done anything with them in years.
So do you consider yourself in an open relationship, or is it just this lifestyle? Like, are those two different things?
Absolutely, two different things. An open relationship means that you basically have a free-for-all. You get to kind of, you both, you and your partner agree that you can do and be with whomever you choose. And that works for some folks. That's not how we work. There's different dynamics to being in the lifestyle, whether you do in the same room, same, you have what's called a hall pass. You're allowed to go, meet, whomever and do whatever. So lots of different levels, but no, we are certainly not in an open relationship. One of the biggest rules is single men are not allowed, whether single, married, or whatever. A man by himself is not allowed to go into the hallway without accompaniment of some sort. Just as long as it's a partner or a couple, something of that nature, because we want to make sure that the couples and or the females feel comfortable back here. So the men are allowed, obviously, but they have to have a partner. Every room has a different theme and a different look about it. And this right here is probably our most popular room, because of the toys, if you can see.
Yeah.
There's some entertainment in here, if you will.
Do you mind if I go in?
No, please.
Okay.
Please.
Wow, fun. So it's like the BDSM room. Very cool.
Every room has a little bit of something, but this is by far the most popular because it's got the biggest collection of entertainment.
So if a couple comes in and they want to use this with a third, do they rent out the space, or they just...
Absolutely not. No. Once you come in the door, you've paid what you're going to pay. The only thing I sell is Red Bull because it costs an arm and both legs. But other than that, everything is free of charge. No, what they do is if you'll come out here and look, we have these little lights up here that indicates to other couples and also to the staff that the room is either occupied or open. And if you and your partner decide to come in here and have a great time, you shut the door. We don't have locks for fire safety, but nobody will open the door unless the building's on fire. Then we'll open it. Otherwise, you have your time. You do whatever you want. You take however long you want. We don't put time limits on it because the timing is your choice, not ours.
Do you still feel like there's a stigma towards? I guess I know swinging is an outdated word, but the audience is going to know what is swinging. But do you still feel like there's a stigma towards swinging?
Absolutely. Probably half of our clientele are perfectly open with it. They don't care who knows. And the other ones keep their private life very, very private. And that's what these clubs are for, because nobody knows you're here unless you tell them. And, some people are worried about, oh my God, what if I see, Joe Smith Well, Joe Smith is here too. We've had people from all walks of life in here. I've had celebrities. I have autographs in my office.
Really?
I'm not telling you who it was.
You knew the next question out of my mouth.
Nope, not telling you.
I love that. And is there NDAs involved or not?
No, there really isn't. It's kind of a unwritten rule. People just don't. Because I wouldn't want you to out me to my kid's preschool teacher, just like I'm not going to, out you to somebody at work. It's a unwritten, very much written in stone rule.
So Rick and I are both queer, and coming into our relationship, we got married very young, and we were both still kind of closeted. Like, we had both kind of like been a little bit honest. I mean, obviously you're honest with your partner about like your experiences that you've had in the past and things like that. So we knew we had bisexual experiences on our own, but we were not like living as a bisexual couple. Like, we were not being that. We were like your white, straight picket fence, like, 2.5 kids, all that. And it got to a point where I'm just like, Rick, I'm not happy. I don't feel like I'm being myself. I'm like, I feel like I'm not like, I would see my queer friends and I'm like, I'm queer too. Like, that's me, but I wasn't living that. I wasn't representing that. I didn't feel like I was being my authentic self. And it got to the point where I was like kind of depressed about it. And like, I went to my partner and I'm like, babe, you've had experiences. I'm like, you tell me that you like, or whatever you are. I'm like, can you understand where I'm coming from? And he's like, yeah, I mean, I love you and I'm happy with you, but yeah, like, I get what you're coming from. And I'm like, me too. And so we're like, well, how can we make this work? Because we love each other and we don't want to like not have this, but we don't feel like we're being our true selves. We just kind of started taking turns around the lifestyle train and seeing what was for us and figuring out who we were. And that's been a really great journey so far. We've come a long way.
So growing up, I was very much told I could be gay. Try it one time, see if you like it. And it never made me feel like I could actually. Well, when I enlisted, I met a gentleman who he and I kicked it off, and we had a very loving relationship with each other. He decided we weren't going to work because he wanted to go back with his family, his wife, his kid, and try to redo, and understood. But I had expressed to her that, when I was in the military, I was gay. And she, like she said, she asked me to kind of not go into more detail with, but just, how did it feel to be able to be free and open and accepted and loved, and to think that the person that I vowed to love and make feel that way, she, is missing something. I very much wanted to be able to fulfill that and hear her out. So there was no, animosity. There was no negativity or jealousy or like I'm not able to do, because our version of entering this isn't like everyone else's. It wasn't because she wanted another man. It was because she wanted to experience something that she hadn't had the opportunity to.
As a guy, I feel like maybe more so to confide in a woman. Like, I've had gay experiences because I feel like there's still such a stigma towards bisexuality in men.
There's a huge stigma towards it. That's a big thing that we try to break here, particularly because bi men don't deserve to be treated like a pariah. Like, they are. Like, everyone loves bi women, but when it comes down to a male being interested in both, now it's all of a sudden it's taboo. And I'm like, now he's just either gay or like he's not gay enough, and that's ridiculous in my opinion. It almost makes me angry to the point where I'm like, babe, live your life the best way that you can and want to, because it's just not fair.
We had an acquaintance who once told me the reason that she was okay with me being gay or bi was because I've always been a protector, but she was upset with her partner being gay or bi because he would no longer be the protector. And I was kind of not understanding. I said, so why is it okay for me to be the protector and you've known me always as gay or bi? Well, because if he's gay or bi, then he's not. And she kind of lulled from it. I said, what, not manly enough? And that's one of those things that here we try to make sure. I'm very openly bi, pan here in the club. Anytime someone checks in and they make some type of a snide comment, I'm very much quick to, I am gay. If you have a problem, I don't like to get.
That's not the place for you.
I don't like to get aggressive. However, Tanya, I said it. I can if I need to be, and if anyone thinks that just because I like men, I'm not capable of protecting, you got another thing coming. It takes a lot to take what we have, in the bag. So you can't tell me I'm not strong.
True. Oh my gosh, I didn't think about it like that. I was thinking about I think it takes a strong man to live authentically for themselves, and
that too. But
hey, you're so right.
That too. But let's be honest with each other. We're talking about
obsessed.
the gay community.
Yes.
It takes a lot for us. So don't tell me I'm not manly enough just because I like men. That's not what makes a man, and that's not what makes love and guy, girl, whatever. The door knocker where it says please do not disturb or please not, that'll depend upon your dynamic. If you guys are interested in people joining, then you'll flip it on please knock, close the door, and in that point the ladies will usually knock on, poke their head in, and you can either yeah, come on in, or no, no, thank you. It's no disrespect to the people, it's just the dynamic and their desire. So we try to make it a little easy, open communication everywhere.
We try to give it a very open and you know, space where people can explore and do whatever, but we also have very strict rules.
Yeah.
And that is for obviously the safety and comfort for everyone. And matter of fact, we you know, we
Yeah.
put the rules on the wall.
Yeah.
And it you know, kind of gives you an idea that, you know, have a great time, but you can't break our rules because Rick will escort you out. And Ricky, you know, he seems like a very unassuming young man, but he can break a bone or two, I assure you. And we always have undercover security. You know, they kind of blend into the crowd, and our clientele as a whole won't allow it, because at any given point in time, if there's any kind of something unusual happening that makes somebody feel uncomfortable, obviously they'll report it to us. But if one of our regular clients sees that, they'll step in. It's because it is such a tight-knit community that we take care of each other. And it's, generally speaking, you know, either somebody had a little bit too much to drink, if it was one of our regulars, and they will apologize profusely and never do it again. And it's, you know, it's an exception to the rule. But if it's an quote-unquote outsider, somebody new that is breaking the rules, there are no second chances. I think we're the only club that so many single women come here by themselves because they know we're not going to let anything happen to them. As far as safe, I promise you're safer here than any other place. Every room, like I said, they have different scenarios. If you want to look at this one.
Yeah, I would love to.
And you know, they all have like little neon signs and little lights on that we put on.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This is more of like a darker room, right?
Yeah, every room's got a different theme and a different color scheme.
I like this one. There's a calming vibe to this
Very,
one.
very calm, yes. And then, you know, we have the girl-specific room.
Girl specific, what does that mean?
Well, because it's more girly.
Oh, yeah.
That really, it's a pink room. I don't know if you can tell if it's pink, but it's
Yes. Oh, so cool.
I said, yeah, every room has, you know, different thought behind it. So that way, you know, you can go into all 4 rooms and feel like you've been to 4 different places.
Can you take me back to when you decided to open up this business, and how did you find the space, and what was that process like for you?
Okay. Well, I, in my former life, Gordon and I were both in the car business. I was in management, worked my way through a same dealership for 26 years. And I was tired of working 70, 80 hours a week for someone else. And don't get me wrong, I was well compensated and loved my job, but it was very exhausting, and I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life. I actually wanted to open a daycare for children. Gordon was on board. You know, he lets me do anything, kind of crazy idea I want, but he came up to me and he says, how about a daycare for children? And I was like, for grown-ups rather. And I was like, what? And at that point, we were already obviously in the lifestyle, and our favorite club closed down. I was petrified. Initially, we looked for investors, and there was too much him-hoy, so we decided to take every penny we ever owned and invest it. We opened up and got shut down almost immediately because the fire safety rules changed, and we had to stop midstream and install a sprinkler system, which was, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars that we did not have on the agenda. And then but, you know, got that handled, reopened up. We were just having an amazing time, and then the COVID hit. And so we were shut down with that. So we were shut down 22 weeks in the first year. And we barely survived, because it, you know, it was tough because the bills still had to be paid and had no income. But over the 5 years, we've grown tremendously.
So happy for you guys, and it's so inspiring. You know, I love talking to entrepreneurs and people that put everything into something, and it's a big risk, but it pays off, like what you've created, and it inspires me and motivates me to keep going with what I'm doing because it parallels, you know, putting everything into something. It's so inspiring.
Literally everything, because we literally, we scraped and saved and did and whatever. Our 401ks, our savings, everything we had, everything. It was in here. It's like, okay, let's keep our fingers crossed. Now this is, this is where you and 60 of your favorite friends come in.
Oh, wow.
And this room has a little bit different rules and regulations. Basically, you can come in and out all you'd like, you know, because it is considered a group room, a voyeur room. You don't have to participate. You can come in here and just watch the show if you'd like, or you can put on the show. It's just really whatever you choose. But, you know, need to say there's enough space for lots of people to come in here.
Yes.
There's 4 beds on that other side as well. So, between the 7 beds and the 2 couches, and you can have all kinds of fun with all your friends.
Sounds like a wild, fun time.
I try not to come in here because when I go into a place, the action kind of stops. So I keep my distance because I don't want to disturb their fun.
I'm going to ask you about that too, is how your relationship with this whole lifestyle has changed now that you own the place. That's interesting to me.
The toughest part is participating because obviously we're working when everybody is off and vice versa. So, we still have our share of fun.
Good.
We just have to do it on different time levels.
Tanya can't come in here because we're afraid she'll get pulled into here, and so we don't want that to happen. We don't want that to happen.
Yeah, that's one of our rules. We don't participate on the clock.
Got
Anybody
it.
that comes in here and cleans, whatever cleanup, they're always, you always fear you're going to get pulled in one way, shape, or form.
Because we do have a staff.
Ricky, whoever.
We have somebody that monitors the hallway just for safety first of all, but for also if like you and your partner, when you're done with the room, my sanitation staff will go in and sanitize the entire room to make sure that it's ready for the next guest.
Nice.
And the covers that we put on these, we've already talked about those. The covers we put on the bed, they're like a polyurethane, they're king sheets basically, and nothing penetrates through it. And of course, it's easily cleaned and disinfected.
We clean it with Virex 1 and Virex 2, so there's nothing that's going to get past here.
It's
Never
like a
had any
hospital
issues.
grade type cleaners to make sure that,
It's the best in the
so
world.
you don't catch any cooties.
20% are a lot of voyeurs and we've even seen an
People just wanna
uptick
watch.
in the voyeurs that just want to watch. They won't give me permission to touch them. They won't give you permission to touch them back. They just want to watch. And of course we've asked them out on the patio, on the smokers patio, what do you guys do when you leave here? They're like, we f*** like animals. We f*** like rats.
Okay, that's enough.
Well, I'm just saying.
I've said that too often.
Yeah, that's what they've said to us, that we screw like banshees, and we're like, well,
Yeah, because
good for you.
It's like a turn on to them.
was
It's kind of
energy.
like watching a live, video, and then they either go into one of the rooms by themselves and have a great time, or they go home and wear each other out.
Do dancers dance here?
Sometimes we get like go-go girls or like drag queens and things like that. We'll do that. That'd be fun. But mostly it's just for our clients to play out some little fantasies. They can do their own little, exotic dancer moves and put on for their husbands and partners and everyone else. Most of these women are just, your everyday whatever. They're teachers and nurses and everything else, and they get to come out here and just be a little sexy, and we really enjoy it. Some of them are very good. Got the DJ booth up there. I'm in there most of the nights. I DJ on Fridays a lot, and so you'll find me up in the little DJ booth. And then we got our little stage. We got the dance cage. They really like the dance cage too. That's really fun.
Wait, I want to get in. Can I get in?
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
okay.
Gosh.
It's fun.
And then you hold on to these and you just
Oh yeah, a lot of this. And
dance
yeah,
around.
all that. There you go.
Yes. Oh my gosh, this is
Telling you,
fun.
you're already intermediate level. Lesbian connection is not the same as it is with my male partner. I have a very much different connection with my girlfriend than I do with my husband. And so that was a big thing for me personally. It was not even necessarily just about the sex for us. I personally just felt like I wasn't connecting with women in the way that I wanted to. And it felt like I was being repressed. And I kind of started to feel a little resentful of just the life that I was living, because I felt like I'm sitting here having to pretend to be straight and it's not fun,
How did you approach your children to tell them that you had a girlfriend? What does that look like?
I mean, realistically speaking, it's very similar to how you would to tell them you're dating anyone. I mean, it's not very different, but I think it was just a little bit different for them because I had an existing partner, so that could be obviously weird to your kids. But I think what a lot of people don't understand or don't think about the fact that children are extremely accepting of new information. A lot of times they're very resilient. They don't necessarily get taken aback by that. They may be confused at first, but this is them learning something new for the first time, the same way that it would be for anything. So, I mean, I just explained it to them the same way that I would anything. I was like, this is my friend. She started coming around a little more often after we were official, and I was sure that she was going to be there because I'm protective of my children. I don't want to bring anybody around if I'm not sure that they're going to be in our lives, And so once that was kind of established and we've been dating a couple months, she started coming around a little bit more. I explained to them, I was like, well, Cal and I are seeing each other. We've been spending more time together. Cal and I have decided that she's going to be my girlfriend. I'm still with your daddy. We're still very happy. And, this is just something that we do. I love her and she loves me, and we spend time together, and, that's what we do. There was really not a whole lot of questioning it. Honestly, they didn't ask a whole lot of questions. She just kind of started coming around, and I would kiss her like normal. It was nothing, inappropriate for children, but I just treat her the same way that I would their daddy around the house. And she's very like, auntie-like to them, kind of like, she doesn't want any kids of her own. She doesn't want to, impede on like our parenthood with them. She has no interest in doing that. She just is there for like, a fun extra adult to love them in the house.
So do you have a boyfriend now too?
No, I do not.
He's picky. He's picky. I've tried. He's picky.
I am a little picky, and a lot of men, even the men who are, whether they're in the closet or they'll openly say that they think I'm attractive, I don't want to just be your experiment. I don't want to just be your test dummy. I'd like you to know this is what I want and this is who I want to do it with, versus just I would like to find somebody with whom I could be more with or explore more with, but
That bi panic is a bitch. It is a bitch.
yeah, there's been one or two who's
hard.
like right back at me, and I'm like, stop, Jesus, oh my God.
Oh my God.
You guys are so cute. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Because I was gonna ask, like, how does it feel that she's able to, she found a person and
Yeah.
she's able to explore, and you haven't found that person yet. How does that feel for you?
It's been frustrating and upsetting because we've had friends in the past where he and I just hit it off, and whether it was too uncomfortable for everyone involved or whatever, that relationship would have to be dissolved. But it's not something that I feel like I have to compare my journey with hers, because we have our own lives to live.
What is over here?
This is our shadow box. This is fun. It's just another one of our little exciting toys we've got in here. Let me show you exactly how that works.
Okay. Should I come in with you or stay out here?
You stay right here.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. Woo! Yes! Sexy!
You can kind of like, do your little thing in here.
Oh my gosh.
Put on little puppet shows if you want.
Ah!
Gets a little spicy in there sometimes.
That's
they
hot.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's very exciting. And I have a perfect view from the DJ booth, so that's...
How old are you?
I'm going to be 30 this year. I'm 29.
You're such a beautiful person.
Oh, thank you. I try my best to just say, you could credit it to her.
You both are such warm people. Like, it's really beautiful to see. And it's also so cool that you get to work together.
It is. I really, I say all the time that it, can be like a clash sometimes. We have different creative ideas sometimes. Like sometimes we, disagree about things. As much as it is hard to work with your family, it's also a huge blessing. And a lot of people don't think about that. Like, I get to spend time with my parents, and like one day I won't have that, and I'll have this to like look back on, that I had all this time and all this experience with her and with my dad and everything like that. And it's just, it's a treasure. It really is.
This has been so informative. Thank you so much for inviting me. I know how big of a deal it is to invite someone and film their business, and it means so much to me. And I hope you know how inspiring your story is. And
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. And I said, I'm just waiting for you and your partner to come on in, have a great time.
he's hot too, so it'd be good.
Hell, we love some arm candy.
Thank you both so much for today. I honestly, this is a moment I'm never gonna forget.
Thank you so much for coming. We have you some goodies, because obviously we got to let you leave with some TNG stuff.
You gotta wear.
Oh, I'm gonna put it on right now.
you go.
Oh,
Yeah,
hold on.
Yeah, they're all cool.
Okay,
Here,
perfect. Okay.
You gotta represent.
Yes.
Woo, woo! Let's go. Yes.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Baby.
Man, I got hoagies, I got sandwich stuff, and you're gonna leave? You gonna
Oh,
leave?
Oh yeah, I know. Nice to meet you.
All right, brother.
So nice to meet
Thank you for
you.
what you do,
Thank
dude.
you. Oh, you
I
look
love
fantastic.
it. Oh my
That's
gosh, I
perfect.
feel part of the family.
You know you are, babe.
Hey, you
You're
walk in the
welcome
front
back
door.
anytime.
What's our saying? You walk in as hell. I
So,
forgot.
I don't know.
Something that you leave as family.
There we
Yeah,
go.
we have a motto.
Yeah,
Something.
you come
we'll
in
remember it.
and then you leave, but you're family when you're here.
Thank you so
There you go.
much.
It was so awesome to meet you.
So nice to meet you too. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming, baby.
Oh
We
my
want to see you
gosh.
anytime you want to come back.
Thank you.
You're always welcome here.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Don't forget that MyHeritage has a promotion right now, so click the link in the description box or scan the QR code and use the coupon code MATT for 30 days free trial and free shipping.